Again?
Huh, it opened.
We should get back to the FINALEEEE warehouse then.
Hey, wait, did you
What?
guys hear something? It sounded like it was turning on. See, I told you the screen wasn't on before.
Right. Guess it was set to turn on when we opened the door.
It looks like an authentication
Jumpy
screen.
doll!
I think we need to put in an ID and a password.
Did I delete it? Did I delete
Yeah,
the
but
pass?
what?
Did you do anything with the work, Maxine?
Okay, that was when I noticed the illustration. Oh no, please tell me I didn't delete it. I didn't, good. What am I remembering now? Oh, of course, this was the real Ninth Lion. Memento Mori. Remember death. Memento Mori. Remember death.
Psych.
Memento Mori. Remember death. Is it the same code? I'm gonna put in the same code and then get upset when it fails. G T F D N L 016 milk oh no.
Go to!
What could the code be? I'll try Jumpy Doll. And then still same idea. What? Let me keep looking at my passwords real quick. Bum bum ba-dum. I have a lot of a what?
Wait. Okay. So the password you know is
Jumpy Doll. Yeah, I
So we're
assumed
looking
it
for
was
the
Jumpy
ID.
Doll. Yeah, I'm looking at my phone for stuff I wrote down. Is it just Memento Mori? Does that fit?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Oh,
Hey,
what was her
name?
name? What was her name?
Whose name?
The fucking person's ID name. Because Jumpy Doll was just the password. What was her ID?
Oh shit, Kurashiki.
Okay. I can't.
K-U-R-A.
Okay.
Shiki.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, you're smart.
Sigma, look!
Balls. Oh,
Oh,
it's
the
better.
fuck? Good morning.
Akane.
Wait, what?
Her name is Akane
I
Kurishi.
fucking knew it.
I've been looking for her for a very long time.
Oh, he's Junpei.
Nice. That honestly might be true now. Slowly, carefully, almost as if he was afraid of touching her, he reached out.
She's a hologram.
Tell me to squeeze his eyes shut. Closed his hand around his empty ear and left nothing to his side.
I fucking knew it.
Why would his name be Temioji if his name wasn't Temioji?
Maybe it's his last name or something.
I see you finally arrived. I've been waiting for you. Well, I suppose that's slightly inaccurate. What you see now is a holographic message I recorded before you came here. Unfortunately, this means I will not be able to answer your questions.
Okay, yeah, I see
At
that.
least not directly. I hope you will understand. Now, where to begin? You probably have a great many questions. What day is it? Where are we? Who is Zero?
Yeah, whatever.
And what does he have to do with Akane Kurashiki? But I imagine there is one question that rises above all the others. Why were we brought here? The answer to that is simple. Everything that has happened
Okay.
here is
Yeah, I see part of our
of
plan. I've heard
all
this.
This was required.
Yeah, I see sense of the projects. I've heard this.
The name by now, at least. In any event, you were all needed in order to execute our plan. The nonary game was necessary for the same reason. Your question now, I imagine, is just what is this alien project? The answer to
Okay.
that is also simple. Allow me to explain. We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of two people into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
Wait, what do you mean the past? The moment the word came out of us, I realized not only they could answer questions, not Phi, not Tone, and certainly not a pre-recorded
Have you
hologram.
figured out what this room is? I assume you saw the Q on the door. It stands for quantum. That makes this the quantum room.
It took me a moment to realize she changed subjects without even pausing. There was nothing we could do, of course, but I still felt a twinge of frustration.
Take a look at the rear of the room. Do you see that large enclosure? That houses our quantum computer. The systems that control this entire facility run on that machine. That includes the construct you refer to as Zero Junior, as well as the golems.
Okay, I
All
don't
of
care.
them do their thinking in that box. Isn't that strange, though? It
Why?
seems contrary to how we perceive the world. The body, the thing that you see and interact with, is somewhere else. But the mind and all its thoughts are in this box.
Okay.
Perhaps it isn't so strange, though. Perhaps humans are the same.
With their
With our
minds.
minds and thoughts
What?
existing separate from our body. Our core is in our head, of course. We all have individual brains.
Yeah.
Think individual thoughts and act according to individual will. That makes communication difficult, though. So, we're forced to rely on inefficient mediums like language, photographs, non-verbal cues, etc. to transmit information. Each one of us is an individual, and we have no direct connection to anyone else. But is that really true? In
Okay.
the dimensions we are most familiar with, yes, it is. If we look at things from another higher dimension, however, we may
That-
all be connected after all, like the branches of a tree or a
Okay.
rhizome.
This is
Imagine
important.
a horizontal cross-section of the root system of a large tree.
Give me a photo.
All you can see are the spots where the roots intersect the plane of your cross-section. In the two dimensions you see, the roots all appear to be individual things.
Yeah,
with no
I see.
connection to one another. But this isn't the case. If you expand your view and look at the root system in 3 dimensions, all the roots join together at the trunk.
Okay.
In 2 dimensions, they appear to be separate.
But in 3 they're together, I see.
Things that might appear to be separate from one another in 3 dimensions could be connected to one another if you look at them in 4 dimensions. Doesn't that at least seem like it could be a possibility?
Okay.
I believe that is how human consciousness actually works. Well, I'm not the only one, I suppose. Zero and I share that belief.
Yeah.
Morphogenetic field theory.
Yeah, we know it.
Now, when I talk about a 4th dimension, I'm referring to the 4th dimension used in Minkowski space-time.
Okay.
Let's start with a connect a point objects to one
Yeah, I get
in
it. That's one dimension. Two dimension is like a graph. Three dimension is like, we get
Now
it.
you have a connect three-dimensional objects to one another. A four-dimensional object, which encompasses a volume of both space and time.
Okay.
It is on that fourth dimensional axis that our minds are connected. If that was true, then what would prevent anyone from sending their consciousness backward or forward in time? That theory is the foundation of
Okay.
the AB project. The A represents after,
And B
and the
represents.
B represents before.
Okay, that's kind of basic.
It probably sounds silly to you, a ridiculous story made up by a mad old woman. But look at what's happened to you. You've seen many different worlds and timelines, haven't you, Sigma? And what about you, Phi? I know you have too. Am I wrong? Tenmyoji should know what I'm talking about as well. I believe you experienced something very similar.
Okay,
nearly
that's
half a
probably
century
stupid.
ago. You sent your
Ha-ha.
consciousness to the past to help save a little girl's life. It was a long time ago, but perhaps you still remember.
Yeah, of course I do. How could I forget? That little girl was you, Akane.
Suddenly I felt like Fi and I were outsiders just pensing on something we didn't know to see. It seemed like, almost like he was looking back at him.
Now, unfortunately, my time is up. The final stage of the project will begin very soon. I need to go prepare. The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting.
But you're dead.
One last thing, the cat in the box. Is it alive or is it dead, Sigma? Phi. You will decide its fate. Goodbye.
Well, why would we kill the cat?
Akane, wait!
Oh, Tenmyoji, I can almost see you. You don't need to worry. Everything is going to be okay. I will see you again one day. I promise. But I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a little longer.
Wait. Akane!
Oh, bye-bye, Kane. And he's sad. His back hunched and shaking. I saw tears land on the white knuckles fist he pressed against his thighs. I kept quiet, but what was there to say? Fi and I looked at one another and nodded silently. With his shaking hand, Tenmyoji pulled a photograph out of his pocket, a picture of a girl. After all that we've been through, her smile was enough to break your heart. We made our way to the warehouse on floor A and met up with the others. It took only a few minutes to decide to head to the infirmary. As soon as we treated Quark and Alice. She quickly prepared it and they were better. Injected Alice and Quark.
Thank goodness. It will take some time for them to recover completely, but they should be fine. Good.
Indeed.
Thank you, Luna. And thanks for finding the medicine, you guys. Thank you so much.
Don't
You
sweat
need
it.
to thank us.
Tenmyoji said nothing, just walked over to Quark's unconscious body. He took the small boy's hand in his own and held it tight. You could see tears at the corner of his eyes as he turned away from us. Suddenly I remembered Dio. Where had he gone? Didn't take me long to find him. He was sprawled unconscious on the floor beneath the sink.
Oh, we found those in the crew quarters. Before you returned, we went to check on the bomb in room 2, and we found them there.
Okay.
Of course, the bomb was indeed turned off. Thank you again for dealing with them. You are, quite literally, lifesavers. You have my eternal gratitude.
Nice. I coughed awkwardly and looked pointedly around the room. I glanced over at Fi to see what she's doing the same thing. Okay, now what? Warehouse A, the games. Do I even get a choice? Yeah, I don't even think I get a choice. I think I just click ally. Yeah, with Dio and Cork sleeping, K would represent their team by default, which left me, Fi, and Temyoji.
No, I'll let you handle. I chose Betray in the last round. You probably don't trust me right now.
What? That doesn't matter
Excuse
now.
me, I apologize for interrupting, but I think you should be the one to vote in the next round fight.
Why?
You already have 9. There's no reason for you to choose Betray now. You see?
Yeah, you're acting like I'm actually trying to
Not
betray.
necessarily.
What does it matter what he suggests? We're almost there. We just have to play the A-B game 3 more times. Then we can all get 9 points. But that
Yep.
means each representative has to choose ally all 3 times.
Okay. I got it. I got how math works. Yikes.
Okay, I'll vote. You sure you're alright with this, Sigma?
That's fine. Yeah, we don't get to vote. I handed her the star key.
Shall we open the doors?
Yep.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Oh, right. We have to wait for the deadline.
Oh, well, we could vote earlier, but then
Okay.
each voter would be stuck inside the AB room for 45 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go back to the infirmary then.
I agree. Please, lead the way.
Let's go. And no one's gonna
Hold
be
on.
dead. Hold on.
I just remembered something.
What?
The AB room on the left, in one of the other histories.
She was... Oh yeah, you're right. Akane's body was in there. What does this mean? Why didn't we find her body
Maybe
this time?
because she wasn't murdered.
Well, how? When did the history change?
Do you remember what Akane said?
You'll see me again?
In the box. Is it alive or is it dead, Sigma? Fine. You will
Is she the cat in the box? The Schrodinger's cat thing.
Exactly.
I wonder what she meant by
Perhaps
us.
she was saying her own fate wasn't decided yet. The
Huh?
history where she's alive and the history where she's murdered are both real right now.
What? No, that's impossible. We've already opened the box. We've opened the door in the AB room and there's no body.
We haven't opened the box. We haven't found a body. But we haven't found her alive yet either. In other words, we haven't actually observed her. The hologram was a recording from before this game started.
Yeah?
next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting.
Okay, then look. Where was Akane now? Where was she waiting for us? Or what if she wasn't anywhere now? What if she was waiting for us in another timeline? Nah, she's not. If she was, what would that mean? Oh no. What's this? What? I knew Destiny.
What the? What the flibber flabber and gaster bobber doo?
That's weird.
In the beginning.
Yeah, I see that. Maybe room passed.
The fucky? 1 second, I'm mute.
Ow, 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 damn it. Wait. Where the hell am I? I remember. Looks like
No, this is one of the AB rooms.
Gah, who the hell are you? The hell's the Navy room?
Damn, I guess you did lose your memory after all.
Memory? Memory? Yeah, we remembered it. I remember Yafai. She grinned. When
Check
is
your
it?
bracelet.
A red pair, BP is 3.
Mine's the same.
Does that mean this is the beginning of the game? We've gone back to when we woke up in the first AB room.
No, not quite. I think we woke up a little earlier this time.
How do
Push
you
the
know?
buttons on the side of your bracelet.
Don't make me do this escape room. 2 hours, 15 minutes.
We didn't wake up this long before the primary
back.
doors opened last time. I think
Okay.
we're about an hour early.
Wait a minute, if
Yeah,
you're right.
Akane might still be alive. We got back before Dio killed her. I think. Right.
Then,
We're here for one reason.
you know the rest of the story? To stop her from getting killed.
Exactly.
Let's move. We need to get out of
Don't
here
need
fast.
to tell me twice. Let's go.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hey guys. Please tell me they do it themselves. Lazy bitches. Do it yourself. Okay, I remember it's our pass. That means we're just. You see what I'm getting at? Oh, I'm dumb. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes actually a lot of sense. Star, star, sun. It's open, good work. Hurry up and grab key. Okay, got it. And that was fast. Speed run, world record. It's just this. Where's the door? Where's the door? Hold up. Is this it? Okay. Good. Looks like that worked. Ready, 5. I know. Hurry up in, right. I'm going 10, 9, 8, 1 done. Yeah, I agree. Hi, you pushed the button. Bite me, you were taking so long. Is Dio gonna kill us? Or like try to? Fine, I climbed out through the hatch. It only took a moment to spot them. Kane. Behind her was Dio. He's moving quickly and quietly, a knife glinting in his right hand. Shit. There was no time to yell at her. I scrambled down from the top of the AB room. Fi wasn't following me. When I looked back, she was still standing on the roof. Fi, what the hell are you doing? Get down. And she jumped. Because she is crazy. Ran across the roof, launched herself into the air. And kicked Dio. What the?
He's fine, just unconscious. I don't think he saw me. He probably has no idea what happened to him.
Guy went down like a
He
sack
had
of
it
potatoes.
coming.
He did. I looked up. It's Akane.
So you came. I've been waiting for you. You're here to hear the rest, right?
Wait. Just wait a minute. What the hell is your deal? How can you be so calm? If we hadn't just shown up, you'd...
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes. Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you saving me.
Then what?
Hold on, how do you know about being stabbed by D? Are you an Esper too?
Yes, indeed. I am able to jump through time, just like you.
Then what the hell were you thinking? If you knew he was gonna stab you, why were you gonna let him?
Because I had to.
You what?
Think back. Why, if I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested. I did explain the purpose.
Yeah, we got it.
The amplitude in order to
Yeah, we got it.
It's a little like a slingshot. You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic. That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot.
Like a gun, too.
Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited.
We can go anywhere.
From that perspective, time is no longer fixed. In other words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like. Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cave. In order for that to happen...
Oh,
You're
what?
infected with radical...
Yes, don't you remember? Luna should have told you.
Are infecting all of these people?
Every single one of you has been well, apart from... Unfortunately, we needed to slow your minds in order to store up your potential energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed. The result is what you are now experiencing. Your consciousness now occupies
four-dimensional. Yep,
Even that, however, wasn't it. You had the ability to travel, But your memories could easily be lost during the trip. If the project was to succeed,
Yeah.
that was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability to remember improved. Eventually,
Okay.
you would be able to retain everything. That is why we made you play the A-B game. That was why you had to select different chromatic
Yeah, I see.
doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
Just tell me how many times I jumped. I get it. I think I finally understand. Well, okay. There are a lot of things I don't understand, but yeah. You did all this so can jump through 4-dimensional space with our memories intact.
Yes.
But why do you need us to do that? People have died for this. I mean, let's count how many different ways people died. Murder, antimatter, explosion, suicide. I've died. So has 5, so have you. So why do you do all this? What does it matter that Fi and I jumped through time?
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. You are all destined to. Sacrifices had to be made
For the sake of the project. Yeah, I get it.
Project.
I already know all that. What I'm asking is why. What is so goddamn important that it's worth all this?
I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
What? Just when?
In a future not very far from now.
That's so broad. Bullshit, that's not good enough. Why can't you tell us now? Instead of answering, Kane knelt down on the floor and picked up his knife up.
I'm going to keep this with me.
Don't change the
But
subject.
it's almost.
What are you talking about? We've got plenty of time.
No. In a few moments, you'll return to the original time. This
What?
is the way. Don't fight it. Logomorph.
Yes. Logomorph?
You call him Zero Jr. His official designation is Logomorph.
Hi, Logomorph.
Logomorph, this is an order. Unlock my bracelet.
Compliance.
Now, everything is in place. I have put the bracelet.
Dio's gonna
All
be
we
sick.
have to do is place his body in the 5th.
That's the one Quark.
Correct. I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the 3rd A. Once that's done, I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved.
Why
To
do you...
recreate the history that you remember. Your consciousness,
Okay, we
your
get it.
body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in. If your bodies aren't back in the 3rd AB room by then,
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history? Well, I guess this could actually be our 2nd or 3rd time.
you are exact. Lastly,
What are we gonna leave? She paused and pulled something out of her pocket. There's a small key attached to
I'll tie it onto your ankle so that you won't lose it. Tu fui.
It's Latin. It means, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be.
Yes.
Yes.
It will help you meet someone who's very important.
What?
Go. Return to the future. You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you. Now hurry.
Wait, I still need to know. Oh, still what? Why is this to be continued? What's happening? Hold up. What is this? Oh, continue. Okay.
Oh,
We jumped. Is this the
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the A?
Kay and I went back to the.
We waited and waited, and
So we went to the where.
we found you passed out.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
Okay. With the red flag met her eyes, do you remember it?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all right.
Hey, what are you guys? guys talking about?
Hi, Cork.
What am I? Chopped liver?
Alice.
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks. Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem. All in a day's work. Although I wouldn't.
Really
Okay.
grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Not really my...
Whatever. Now that you guys are away,
Yeah.
all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
Huh?
What are you talking...
Look at your bracelet.
Oh, it says 10. I have 10 BP.
I've got 15 BP. That means I got 6 more points.
But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
3
Yes,
times?
of course, the color and group assignments, but no matter who voted, everyone...
Nice. Yep.
And now all
we
of
got
us
it.
have enough to leave.
Except Luna. How does Luna gonna leave if she's a robot? I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all our BP past 9? Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Yeah, okay. So, I get it. I don't get the woman died in the second path. So, for the magenta and yellow door, the woman would be dead, and that would be suspicion. But for the blue sign path, Dio would set the bombs, which would make us suspicious of it. Yeah, that makes sense. Which I admit, after all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you?
What?
Death was unavoidable. Sacrifices.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Wait. What about him? After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Yeah, okay.
Alright, let's get going.
We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Do-do. Alright, I'm gonna
Yes.
open it. Let's do this, bitches. Done. It's kind of lame though that Akane was 0 again. Or like basically.
The number 9 door has been
It was
opened.
cooler when it was one
It
of us.
will remain open for 9 seconds.
I would have been amazed if it was Tomioji though, the villain. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We've already been here.
2, 1, 0. The number 9 door is closing.
Okay.
The number 9 door has this ends.
Yep.
Thank you. As the
Okay,
game
we got it. And up we go. Okay, boys. Imagine, I'm gonna make sure. Imagine I wasn't recording. I would cry. Yeah, we're recording. Bum ba-dum ba-dum. Weird music.
Looks like we did it.
Yeah.
Yes, we should keep moving.
Okay, come on. We push it open, went in the door. What is it? Is it outside? Does there? Oh yeah, it's these suits we have to put on. The pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside and consequently the virus from getting inside. That means that if we want to get out, we have to decompress. Yeah, we get it. You see the suits along the wall here? We need to put those on and head to the decompression room downstairs.
Whoa! You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to Akane, we were already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did they?
No, that's not possible.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now. Let's go outside. There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
Okay. That's what I'm talking
All
about.
right.
No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. As soon as we were all inside, the process began. Though my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out there. We get it. We've been here. Let me out of here. Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times. Okay, we get it. Same thing. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I'd seen it before in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visors of the helmet, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a long moment, we just stood there astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is.
Hmm?
Look at the moon. It's red, right?
It's the lunar eclipse. We already know this.
Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was going to be on December 31st, 2028. So...
That's today.
Wait, let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
I think so.
Damn. The air was cleaner than I ever seen it, and the sky was full of them, more stars than I've ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way, but the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive, which much bigger in fact than I remembered it being. Then as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It's hard to see details, so circular. Uh-oh.
The moon.
Oh, it's the moon.
Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark. And I agreed, like an idiot. And brought Quark with me. Just so I could see her. Such an idiot. So, that being the case, might as well start with this.
Oh,
I
he
meant what I
knows.
said before. That up there is the moon's shadow.
Okay.
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
That's Earth.
Yeah. It's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse. And again, this isn't a lunar eclipse.
It's a solar
It's a
eclipse.
solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
What? No way. If that's Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface. We were just inside a moon base.
Yep.
No way. No. You've got to be lying. How do you expect us to believe this can't be?
Yeah. That's pretty ridiculous.
What do
Besides,
you
if
mean?
this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not. People.
Excuse me?
Please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the
Uh-huh.
Excelavir, which cured you. The Radical 6 symptoms stick around for a while.
And one of them
What
is
symptoms?
slowing down.
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6. It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed. If you evaluated the root of 1/6,
Yeah,
that
okay, we
means our
got it.
brains are running at something slightly less than half speed.
Damn.
As you said before, the moon's gravity is about the time that it takes for an object to
We
fall.
got it.
The gravity is lower on the moon. That means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example.
We got it. We
Say
got
you
it.
drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters.
Why not
It will
just
take
5?
approximately 1 second to hit the ground.
Oh, because it's half.
On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately, I used 4.9 meters because it meant
Yeah.
gravity constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10.
Yeah, we got it.
Does that make sense?
I'm gonna plug my headphones in 1 second.
So, now we've established that on the moon, things fall, root that being the case.
Yeah, we got it.
What would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2 point... But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of them. Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity?
Yeah.
Are you sure you did think back? Huh? You and Sigmund Phi said something about it, about how you felt weird.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating.
Yep. She even said what Luna has said. What Luna said made sense. We're processing slowly. Gravity is actually low, and we're just tripping the ball sack. That's why Phi can jump so high.
Wait, this is great. That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth, and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028. Today is January 27th. No.
Don't tell me.
Still no.
Then just what year is this?
It's 74.
What? That's insane. No. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years
Don't blame
ago.
me if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
That's about 45 years ago. On April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world.
What the fuck?
On the 13th, all 18 of them went up, all at the same time. The explosion was about 180,000.
Whatever.
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the
Okay,
thing.
let's
The
see.
point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually,
Yep.
it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head.
You know the
Classics.
classics.
But for some, it was poison, or fire, or asphyxiation, or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant
Yikes.
food couldn't get distributed. And thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like. But I
Damn.
imagine it's a lot like that. After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings.
Okay.
There was only one thing to discuss: how could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth, and that'd kill the virus off for good. On on April 13th in
Okay,
2029,
I see.
they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors. Now,
Blammo.
the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened, but I've got my own theory. I think that the bombers had already been infected, and when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate, if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose.
Damn.
Bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan, even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth.
Okay.
Anyway, why it happened isn't that important.
Point is, it happened. I see that. I see that. I see that. Cool, cool, cool.
Ever heard of nuclear winter? The explosions threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fire and blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered, animals died by the millions.
Okay.
Humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually, they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again.
Nice.
The animals that had died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now. But there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths. They scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength.
Yeah.
Which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
That makes sense. I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Temioji to lie to us. So we were just standing on the moon looking at the Earth. It was 2074, but why? Why were we there? Why were we then? I was so lost and thought I barely noticed Fi's
Hey,
approach.
Sigma, I think I figured something out.
Ooh. Okay. Whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we can hear. Yeah,
I
what is
figured
it?
out why there's an extra E.
Oh.
Yeah, the one on floor B.
Yes, I remember this
I
one.
think it's an anagram, just like on floor A.
What?
God damn it, Sigma! Knock it off!
What?
Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get the man on the moon rules the infinite time.
Ooh.
See?
Okay.
You need 6 E's to get that, so they stuck an extra one in ninth.
Okay, the man on the moon rules the infinite time.
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those
Oh, to save the world.
My God, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back.
Wait a minute, are you saying you think they're gonna send us back 45 years?
I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate person they is send us back in time in that catastrophe Temioji was talking about? That doesn't make sense though. I mean, we actually came from the same time period before, so why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tufui.
Tufui Ego Iris. The grave, the one in the garden.
Well, come on. What do you... Let's go.
Okay. He turns back.
What? Did you forget something?
We're going to have a talk with somebody. You really need to spend me at the person
You
we...
mean Akane? I'll
Yeah?
take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about
I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please.
Okay.
I'm coming, you folks. Just said the magic word.
I'm going too, so am I.
Okay.
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait, you're serious? What the hell is going on?
Yeah. Shut up, just shut up. Come on, if we don't. If you want to, we don't need to do roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything. That we headed back to the airlock. Is Dio gonna be there? This is crazy. I don't need to see the whole door open animation.
Huh. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, but the door on floor B...
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it.
Okay.
Any idea where Akane...
Yeah, I agree.
You mean...
Yeah, don't worry. I don't think she's buried there to anything. Chances are she's alive, just in the grave. Okay, let's move to the garden. Boom, boom, boom. Is it? Oh, damn it! I went the wrong way. Okay. B garden. Is there an A garden? To the grave we go, boys.
Is Akane really on?
Think
What
so.
should we do? Are we gonna do?
No, I don't think we have to do anything like that. See that keyhole in the grave? If I just insert the key here, twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift.
What is this?
It doesn't look like a coffin.
Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
Then she's fine.
Let's see what's inside.
It's gonna be her sleeping.
No good. I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod. T. Stage 2. Once stage 2 is
Okay.
What?
These pods can put people into cold sleep. It just uses something called cast to free the human body without destroying
So
yourself.
Ms. Akane's like an.
Yes.
Then we gotta wait till she melts.
Yep.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered.
What do you remember?
Everything.
Oh, here we go.
I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9.
Yeah.
A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots.
Yep. Okay,
It kind
okay.
of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon.
This is the
And
ninth
this is the
one.
9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes.
Yeah.
Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Backwards
Yes.
5 years.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do
It's
you mean?
true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much by now.
Too late?
What do you
Let me
mean?
begin at the beginning.
Okay.
You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories.
Okay.
That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension.
Okay.
That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential.
Like
with
a
that
slingshot.
energy stored up. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were
Right.
all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest, yes. I suppose. Very
yeah.
well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand.
Let's do this.
First, they were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
Yeah, why?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking, as I've already explained,
Yeah.
the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bomb.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing.
True.
Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space stuff. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple.
Yeah.
We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl.
Yeah.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. You ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any... Oh, my voice cracked. Anyway, I don't think there's anything wrong with
I
that.
agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, and headed straight for them during the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out. And when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Uh-huh.
Now, Dio, his real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization.
We know this part.
Who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released.
Yeah, I see that.
If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, if things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now. May I proceed?
Yes. Go on, Kay. The boy. The man, the myth, the legend.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save two, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you... Would that be alright with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and a
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma. In another timeline.
Yeah? Well, I saw a hologram. Still know who he is.
Stage 2.
Okay, she's unlocked.
It looks like, shall we open the pub?
Don't be I don't know why would to be continued. Yeah, that's what I said. That wouldn't make sense. We gathered around the pod. We got some still frost, but we opened
Okay,
the
let's
tank.
get ready.
I'm ready. I swallowed.
All right,
yeah,
here we
anytime.
go. 3, 2,
2,
1.
1. Oh no. It would to be continuing me here. Okay, good. I'm just look. I have that bad PTSD from that. What the hell? What? Suddenly my head was full of memories from other timelines. I've seen something like this before. I saw it himself. Didn't make any sense. Oh, it would to be continue here. But wait. The person probably the same person I've seen on the floor in the warehouse. Who's wearing Kazar?
You finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
No, oh my god,
Yes, I am.
He's Akane.
Akane Kurashiki.
It's you, June. I mean, Akane, from...
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
Akane, long time no see.
That's clearly Junpei. I was still reeling. Felt like the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do not to collapse right then.
When?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Once you saved me, you went back to your future.
Yeah.
I carried your bodies to the third A.
Yeah, I see that.
After that, I went into the first room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you, then Luna took your body to the sixth room. You couldn't have been in
No,
case.
it was me. In this timeline, in this one, you
Yeah.
two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? No, that's nuts.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite the man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor,
Yes.
he is.
Okay.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss.
Okay, he gave, yep, a large dose. Yeah, a large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen.
No.
What about the rest?
I have no idea who he...
I've never seen him before.
Me either.
Total strength.
I'm confused. Come on, what are you guys right here? Same face?
Huh?
Huh?
Are you alright, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your...
Probably. What? Didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future. Don't you? You've jumped to the future from 45 years ago.
Huh? I looked around frantically. A pond. I ran into it and threw myself down on my knees. Calm down, calm down. Is my face different? What? No, this can't be real, this face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Cloud. Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? No, that's not possible. That's
No,
bullshit.
it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a
You
doctor.
will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're
No,
lying.
I'm not.
Of course she's not.
You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create. His
Create?
name is Kyle Cloud, your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizo, well, I suppose for you, when I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be here. The gravity here is only if nothing was done. the reduced gravity, but you prepared. You gave him that armor ever since he was born.
He's living in it.
Lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day.
All his life.
His life.
But why would future me create
He
fun?
was to be your
Spare.
If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
Oh wow. That's crazy, dude.
I mentioned before that that isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word
For
for the
soul, and body is
Past
the body.
consciousness
Cool.
will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will
Yeah,
go.
I get
That
it.
was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes in the
Sigma,
past.
do you remember the note?
What no?
You mean? Yes. Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
What?
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028.
I was in my car.
You inhaled the
Yeah.
From there, you jumped to B. January 25th.
Yeah, we got it.
You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness.
Yeah.
I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case,
Yeah.
moving on. If you continue along this line,
We go to
you'll
C.
reach C. That is 2.
Whoa, wait, are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already? You were all infected with Radical 6. The
Yeah.
virus slowed your brain, so yes. 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes.
That's crazy.
Now comes the important part.
Okay.
After this, your consciousness will return to the past.
Yeah.
It will re-emerge at point D.
Okay.
April 13th. You will return.
That's the same day as the reactor exploded.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too. You will return to the past. But the events
Yeah, okay, I
you
see.
want to prevent will have already.
Yeah, the past is fucked.
The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B.
Yeah.
But this time, you won't be jumping through time.
Yeah.
Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is?
Yeah, okay.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go?
He went to me, point A.
Yes, his consciousness will, for a period of time, while your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back to him.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotate. I suppose you could, but look at this illustration closely.
Okay.
What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look with one exception.
Ooh, we go A, we go to B, we go all the way down back to A, and then we go to E, and then we go to D.
Exactly.
We don't hit E.
Point E is December 31st. Yes, by now you've likely figured it out on your own. The
What?
purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that,
We can change.
we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the older version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out by jumping into my 22-year-old body.
Yes, that is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old
Okay, I get it.
to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, that is why we have faithfully
Christ.
retraced history up so that we might save humankind
This is
from
crazy,
destruction
guys.
and undo the horrors
Yeah,
of
I
the
get it.
last 45 years.
Dun, dun, dun. Tell me
What
one more
is that?
thing. You said that point C is, yeah. They're going to be jumping, I'll jump to, yeah.
Yes,
We
that's
jump in.
right.
But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon. Yes.
Soon. And what's
We
going to trigger?
need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, thanks, ironically, to all that remains is to launch your consciousness
Where am
like
I
a
gonna go?
bullet from a slingshot.
And how you use?
Didn't die. A crisis. A moment balanced between life that can jump.
Wait, what do you mean?
Haven't figured. I mean this.
Oh, I'm gonna get stabbed. He has knife. Needs to know where the words out of my mouth. Phi. Screaming left towards them. Kind of was ready in motion. The drive door. I felt for a cut, but there's something in my way. I just went back to look around. Nearby was an old, yeah, Aladdin. To Fu Ego Iris. What you are, I was. Is that meant to help him? What I am, you will be. Okay. Okay. What's this? Is that the end of the game? So I'm confused what happened there. I get everything that's happened so far besides the end, okay? The one thing I don't get in the end is, did I get stabbed or did Phi get stabbed? Now we have to do one more thing. Oops, sorry. Oops, oh. What is happening? Yeah, I'm gonna pee real quick.
Unfortunately,
I'm back.
I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after so
Yeah.
have managed to keep us on the air until now.
I'm
It's time for me to. This concludes our broadcast. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Wow. For a moment I just stared at the TV, whatever. Had the power gone out. At first it's behind me, turn around. You.
It
Akane.
looks like the first step was successful.
Oh wow, she actually sounds normal. What the fuck, you killed me. I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years.
Hey, I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine. Yes, you and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis.
That's the only way. Me and Phi?
Yes, I only told you about you. We also needed Phi to jump.
Oh, Phi jumped. Cool.
Now, you know what happens next, right? Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle.
Okay.
Only a few last-minute checks and additions.
Take
You'll be
back.
traveling
Remember
to
when I
Horizon
just dissed the
9,
game? I
along
kind of
with
take
3
that back
travel
because I was like unsure what's happening. I thought that was the end, if I'm being honest. Alison
Yes.
Clover, right? About the third one. Who's
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D.
It was 5. Okay.
In other words, she was following the same path you are, and she's
Okay.
still...
Then that means that after you froze her, the point C version of her jumps back into her body.
Yes, the point C version of Phi is she'll stay there for the next sleeping in ice.
Then when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point
Correct.
A, right? Huh? So that's why she doesn't look old. She didn't look old. So why don't you just stick me in one of
You
those
can't
pods?
do that. You
Why?
haven't figured it. You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9,
Yeah.
you must master genetic engineering. Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course,
Yep.
you will need to develop
True,
the
she's
chromatic doors
spitting.
and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji. Once you've completed all the preparations,
Yep.
January 25th, 2074, you will defrost Phi and carry her to the third AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version, and
Yeah.
you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th.
That makes sense. Then I change it. So do you really think I can keep the virus
You
from getting
have
out?
to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an
I
expert?
can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work,
Stupid economy in people's health. God damn, that's the whole story. The first game got fucking okay. Yeah. So what do I need to
what
do?
do you mean?
Like what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do
You'll
then?
both enter the Mars mission test site.
After that,
I don't know.
what?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Aw crap. Then we're
That's
screwed.
why we need your... You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need
Yep.
you to figure out what
Okay,
things
I see
will,
this.
I'm
I got
sure
it.
You will find
I
yourself
got it.
in
We
a
got it.
great
We got
deal
it.
of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait. How do you know it's so
The
dangerous?
67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
Oh,
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point. A woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake and lost your arms and your right eye.
my arms and my right eye. What the hell? Suddenly a low rumble shook the building. I remember.
Go have a look.
I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. Yeah, it was boom booms. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change it. We can save it. Let's do this. Please just cut the game off. I'm kidding. But like, is that just the end? End or beginning? Yep, that makes sense. And okay. What? What's this? I thought we were done. I'm gonna probably be mashing left click. I'm just curious now, guys. This is cool.
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle.
Ah, yes, of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories
Oh
to be
shit.
missing.
Hi, Kyle. Stop. The fuck is up, Kyle? The mirror over the sink we covered with a film of dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve. Oh, it's that guy. That guy looks cooler. There was no mistake. The reflection.
Kyle, so I'm Dr. Klein.
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering?
An excellent question, and one I didn't know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Klim was. In another history, he was called K. K for Kyle. For KK. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently he'd worn it all his life. Kyle had been born and raised, yep. Whatever, we get it. I knew everything about him, but everything I knew, even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Clem? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spitting image of Sigma Clem in his younger age. I looked down. Hot Dio's a bozo.
What day is today?
January 27th.
Today is the last day of the 8th. Akane has explained everything in the garden, and she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their radical sick?
No, they've all been It just takes a while to have an effect.
Yeah.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why am I here?
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Klein, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
Yes. How do you know?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes, I've been administering Soparil
Yeah,
whenever.
tell him how you know. I mean, tell her how you know, Luna. I mean, Luna. Fuck me, dude.
They've all
Come
gone
on,
off
Kyle.
to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quarkford.
Oh, right. Mr. Cl
So the sleepyhead's finally up.
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return then? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Klein now, or Zero's.
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean, what?
I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened.
Damn.
It doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. Following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago,
Yeah, we got it.
Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did or didn't do in the past that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a
We got it.
The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest. So one guy, we'll call it, let's go northwest, he says. So they take the northwestern road. But about a mile past the intersection, a semi driving the other way veered 90 of them down. The surviving 10 are wounded. They don't stop though. They keep riding down that highway. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, and they all live happily ever after.
But that's not us.
That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mom.
Right, okay. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure.
Whoa. Is that
That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories, friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to?
Preach,
Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting
I'm not.
past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can you get it?
If Sigma changes the path, then you and Quark will never meet.
Is he right?
No, it's not gonna happen. We're here right now. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just gonna disappear or something.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, and there are likely people waiting.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Vi, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
No point saying anything.
Besides,
Yeah.
you were
Sorry, but we didn't really know.
You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline after all. What about Sigma?
Well, he's not real.
He is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy. Not a lot of warm feelings there.
And Akane?
Yeah. Tell me, what you said.
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might not even be human anymore. But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not anywhere.
Oh, damn.
In the end, Clover and I were just pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we're completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past. That part's easy to understand. But
Yeah.
Kinda sucks, though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 20th. They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world. In other words,
Yeah,
they have
a
just
happy
enjoy
time.
history like it was supposed to happen.
But we don't. We're stuck with point C as our starting point.
Yeah.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, the one with the motorcycle. It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped, right? Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the biker...
Don't get us wrong. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those... But...
It's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
Were we just supposed to go live on Earth? And what about our friends and families? We left...
Even if it is for the great...
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit much.
So we went and talked to the old...
She told us that there is...
one way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Yep.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
It's ridiculous. It would create a paradox. How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's
cat.
Don't explain it. I understand.
Oh, hey, Kyle. Figured you'd come here eventually.
Where's Dr. Klein? Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start?
Ooh, that's some tea.
Glad to see you. There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all.
Okay, let's just...
Everything I know. I have instructed her to answer any questions anyone might have. Anyone other than Kyle.
What?
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to add?
Right, well, I guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just who are you,
I'm not Superman, and I'm not Batman or Spider-Man.
Yeah, we got it, we got it.
I'm not a Brahmin or Kamen or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
Please don't dodge the... About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct? Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2020.
Yeah, we got it, we got it.
Although by then, you wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabited. That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, frozen. Then on January 20, even though you didn't wake up, still unconscious, that was when your consciousness changed bodies again. A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you up. And this is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with
we got it.
whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility.
Okay.
Fortunately, your plan failed. The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you... Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from Point E, you headed Point D, being April 13th of the following year.
Damn.
That was the day that you made your way. Another consciousness enters your body around that.
And it
These, of
repeats
course,
until you
the
get it
version
right.
of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden. This caused the two. You moved 45 years into the future, where you woke up on the garden floor. That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you, only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about, you got right.
Well, what do you mean by...
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of...
X factor.
It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times...
Yeah, we got it.
The sort
There's
of
an
velocities
equation.
we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times...
We got it.
That would mean dividing by 1. It's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2. You see what I'm saying? In most situations, it works.
But
even if it's so you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any...
I don't quite... In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So was that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028.
Yeah, that is
You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Yes.
What happened there? How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because...
It
would change history. There is a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of point E.
Yeah, we
In that
got it.
timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear. You understand?
I don't. Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
Yeah, that's true.
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden.
Yeah.
You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Kyle. Know your place, trash.
I shall give you... You are not Kyle. Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not. Think about, do you really, or could you be...
Then, where is the real...
He was thrown out when right now, in a manner of speaking, his consciousness has gone into a body from that. I doubt you know how much the doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on. Kyle is irreplaceable.
Okay.
Do you really think he would go back to the past? I know what I told thee, that Kyle was Dr. Climb's spare, but that wasn't. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen,
Kyle's absolutely necessary.
And that is why he created it?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the doctor has achieved his objective.
Yeah.
Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Yeah.
Correct.
There's one thing that troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching point B from point D.
Yeah.
That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028.
That's true.
Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just...
I suppose...
That's ridiculous. What's going to... telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, you can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system. As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you. Please don't try to... I know what you are. Surely you must know by now, too. You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge,
we'll need your help.
Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you. Yes, you have to. Don't
Big
you
up,
want
Kyle.
to know the truth? Don't you want to know?
Yeah, I do.
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be.
True.
If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is
my
it
God.
odd to think that human
I get it. Let
can
me save
shape
the world.
your will can change history.
How's there another path anywhere?
The world will be reshaped
Into the one you imagine.
Remember what
What
I've told you. Only you
Can
can
change history. I see this.
Only you can save.
Are you only telling me this because if I fucked up? Oh, yeah, baby. This can't be credits, though. Alternative end. Oh, this is an alternative. Oh, I'm a dumbass, guys. Okay, so it's, let me explain. I probably am not the only one, hopefully. So this is saying, at another time, that what if Phi and Sigma messed up? Or it's saying it's either saying we messed up or what if we messed up? What if we met like the cat, the box and the cat? We're alive or we're dead. If we fail, bam, we get this one. If we succeed, we win. And that's all. That's the game completed. Well, that's all. This was a fun series. Make sure to subscribe, and if you keep letting me know, I will play the third game. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Peace.